How's it going, guys? Impact from here, coming at you with another video. So today is the official release of Anniversary Box 2020, and not even not even a day technically, like not even an hour into uh the release day that Bandai decided, you know what, let's reveal stuff for Set 11, and they revealed a bunch of stuff. Right here, you see the page on the official website. They're just updating us on the stuff. A lot of the Super Saiyan 4 stuff you can see here, and here to show a few of the leaders coming up, which is Red Broly, Super Baby 2, Babidi, and Vegeta and Garlic Jr. And here you see the packs, what they're going to look like, and the box and the premium pack set number 2 apparently. And you can see right here we have a Gogeta promo card. They haven't revealed that yet, so we're kind of excited to see what that's going to be. But down here you can see a bunch of new cards that we're going to get into right now. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think it's too early for this, honestly. But you know what? It's Bandai, so we're going to get right into the reveals. We're going to look at them a lot closer. There's a Facebook page that makes it a little easier to see. I'll just go into it right now. Okay, so here we are. We have a bunch of the pages here that makes it a little easier to see. So I'm just going to go over them real quick. So first off, we have a new Gogeta Br Leader. This is our third one, I believe, if you count the blue one. But this one seems to be red, maybe more akin to the red BR we already have. We might be able to use cards for that, which always good to be able to use old cards in new new leaders and stuff like that. So let's go over it. Gogeta, when this card attacks, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. Look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck. Add up to 1 red extra card with an energy cost of 1 among them to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So it's some it's some search power there for extra cards apparently. So if you combine that with the searching power of the old red BR cards, that's a lot of searching power for battle cards and extra cards this time. So that's pretty decent. So have an auto once per turn. When you activate a union skill, draw 1 card. That's a little rough, I would say. I mean, that deck did activate union a lot, but I don't think it activated it enough for it to become a skill. So for a draw skill like this, maybe this one will be able to bring out union a lot faster. But for the unawakened side, that seems a little weak, honestly. I think by the time you're able to do a bunch of union skills, you're already going to want to awaken. So I don't know how effective that effect will be on the awakened side, but we'll see. And then you have your awaken. When your life is at 4 or less, you may switch up to 2 of your energy and flip this card over. So it's 2 energies for awaken. So far, not terrible. Let's look at the awakened side. Ooh. SSB Gogeta, Prophet of Demise. Nice, I love the name. Has double strike already, right off the bat. That's really good. When this card attacks, draw 1 card. Then this card gets plus 5,000 power for the battle. That's pretty good. 20,000 double strike right off the bat. Now that I think about it, there was a third Gogeta BR that came out in the game, right? So there that have critical, or did it have double strike? I think it had double strike also. I can't remember honestly. But already this is looking pretty good. Once per turn, when you activate union skill, draw a card. So same thing as the front, the unawakened side. Again, that seems, well, it's actually not bad because this one already has its own draw power here. So it's an extra draw power, so that's not terrible. But so far it looks okay. We're gonna see what the support cards for this leader is, and let's see if it's any better. We have a Son Goku, just vanilla, from the movie, obviously. But yeah, I mean, nothing to say about this. It's just a vanilla Goku. Move on. Ooh, Birth of a Super Warrior. Activate main. If your leader card is Red Gogeta BR, choose 1. Play or add to your hand up to 1 skillless Son Goku BR card with an energy cost of 1, and up to 1 skillless Vegeta BR card with an energy cost of 1 from your deck. Then shuffle your deck. So that's a little support for your union. It lets you add up the pieces that you need for a union fusion, specifically for Goku and Vegeta. So Gogeta, yeah, yeah, that's pretty good. Not bad. Then the second effect is play or add up to your hand. Play or add to your hand up to one skillless Son Goku card with an energy cost of 1 and up to one skillless Vegeta card with an energy cost of 1 from your drop area. So if you want a little extra support power in your field, you can play it, or you can just add it to your hand again for Union Fusion. And it doesn't seem, yeah, I don't think you can do 1-in-1. I think you have to choose either the field or the hand. If it was 1-in-1, that would be pretty good. But other than that, this card's not that bad for Union support for Gogeta specifically. Even if you want to make the old Gogeta leader, this will come in handy also. So let's move on. We got a new Gogeta, Fusion of the Gods. So it has Deflect, already good. Union Fusion for 3. So see, like right here, this one you have to wait till turn 3 to even be able to do any Union Fusion. So the Unawakened side, I don't know how good that is, but for 3 red, draw 2 cards, Red Son Goku BR and Red Vegeta BR. Standard, a lot of the old Gogeta fusions for red also had to draw 2 after Union Fusion, so that's pretty good. Permanent, this card can't be KO'd. Also, a few of them had that. That's really good. If your leader card is red, when this card is played, choose up to one of your red unison cards, add up 1 marker to it, then choose all of your opponent's battle cards and they get minus 15,000 for the turn. That's pretty decent, honestly. A little more unison support, and it reduces all your opponent's battle cards. Doesn't get through barrier, because it says choose, but it's still pretty decent to reduce the power of a lot of your opponent's cards. You'll be able to kill them. If this allows you to go into the old Vegeta, the old Gogeta leader, the one that lets you attack active mode and then goes back to active mode after that, then that's great support for that, because it makes it a lot easier to kill any big hitters or just erase any of the small ones off the board. Not bad. Another Gogeta. This one looks nice. SSB Gogeta Technique Unchained. Double Strike, EX Evolved, Mono Red Gogeta BR with an energy cost of 5. So this one is a 5, so specifically for this card. I don't recall the energies for the old ones. I believe it was 6 and 8. But I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure there was a 5 drop there also. But let's go back again. Permanent, this card can't be KO'd. Also really good. It doesn't specify scales or anything, so it just can't be KO'd. It can only be warped, I guess, or returned to the hand, which is really strong, because there's not that many cards, not many playable cards. There's not that many cards that are being played right now that can do that. So people are gonna have to incorporate that stuff into their decks more often now, because if this comes out, you can't KO it for shit. And yeah, I would say the Dispo from the draft box might be a good bet, because it returns anything to the hand that's higher than your energy. So more often than not, they're not gonna be at 6 energy when they play this. So that would be a good card to start buying now, I guess. Which I probably shouldn't say. I really don't like cards. People buying now cards just for the hell of it. But that's a good buyout right now, I guess. So anyways, auto, when a card evolves into this card, choose up to one of your red unison cards, add 2 markers to it, and you can't play battle cards for the turn. So more unison support again. You add 2 markers to a unison card, which is really good. Lets you use the high-end abilities of those cards more often without sacrificing the unison card. Because a lot of times you pay the energy and you still have to wait like 1 or 2 turns to add extra markers to the unison so they won't die when you activate the effect. So this goes a long way to support those higher end abilities, which is great. Auto, when this card or one of your opponent's battle card attacks, you may choose one of your opponent's cards, and it gets minus 20,000 power for the battle. If you do, negate the skill for the turn. Well, that's really good. Again, doesn't get past barrier, but it lets you choose. This lets you choose either battle cards, leader cards, but more importantly, it lets you choose unison cards, because it just says cards. So that could help you reduce. You can reduce the power and make a against the card lose a marker if you want, and then attack into it. So that's 2 markers that they lose. Or you could just straight up kill any card that's 20,000 or lower, or make your opponent's leader -5. So that's really strong. And and also I just noticed that it has no energy cost to EX evolve, so you just play it on top for free. That's really good. So technically you play this for 3 and then play this the same turn. That's really strong, honestly. Let's move on. Ooh, we have the new Broly BR red support. Hopefully we're able to use this with a mix of the green, the old green stuff. But it doesn't seem like it for some reason. I don't know why they wouldn't do that, but we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that it supports the Alliance archetype, because we only got one thing for Broly on that, and then just nothing after that. So I'm hoping that's the case, but let's get into it. So we have Broly, activate main. Once per turn, add 1 card from your life to your hand. This card gains critical for the turn. Ooh, that's really strong. Kind of like the red Broly from, what was it, Assault of Saiyans? Kind of like that. So it's kind of strong. Lets you self-awakening. So that's pretty good. Activate main. Add up to 1 red extra card with an energy cost of 1 from your deck to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Then negate the skill for the game. Kind of like the green. Also kind of like the green starter Broly. That lets you add 1 battle card from your deck to your hand at the start of the turn. But this one's a red extra card, so maybe there's a specific extra card you're going to want to get right off the bat. But super good, and you can only use it the 1 time, which we'll see what it is. When your life is at 4 or less, you may switch up to 2 energy to active mode and flip this card over. That's not bad. Okay, let's keep going. Ooh, Broly the Awakened Demon. Permanent. If you have a red Broly BR card in play, this card gains critical. So, already a little better than the unawakened side. As long as you have a red Broly in your play, this card gains critical. No need to add cards from your life. A lot of times, when they make a card like that, they continue the same effect, which means you would have to take cards from your life in the awakened side. But this time they didn't do that. They decided, sometimes they don't do that though. But I mean, this time, as long as you have a Broly BR in play, it gains critical, which is always strong to have on the leader. Critical or double strike on the leader is ridiculously good. So that's a great effect. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1 card, then this card gets plus 5,000 power for the battle. So already 20,000 critical. You add Champa to that, 20 double strike critical. Great. Auto, choose 1 card in your hand and discard it. When one of your red Broly BR cards is removed from removed from your battle area by opponent skill or KO'd, choose up to 1 red Broly BR card with an energy cost of 4 or less in your hand and play it. Ooh, that's super good. That's really good. And it specifies red, so no mingling of the green stuff. Which I guess it makes sense. That would be really strong. But Jesus Christ, that's freaking good. It means that you'll always have presence on board. This card will almost always have critical when it attacks. That's great. That's awesome. Let's keep going. Broly Saiyan Youth. Oh, come on. No. We're going to swap engine with Broly? That's awesome. That's great. So swap 3. Look at the little guy. Adorable. The little guy's going to kick your ass. Jesus Christ. If your leader card is red Broly BR card, mono red Broly BR with an energy cost of 3. So specify. This one specifies what you want to play. It doesn't just let you go into any Broly. It has to be your mono red Broly. Yeah, swap engine on Broly. That's great. That's great. Permanent. If you have a red Bob BR card in play, this card gets plus 11,000 power. So Ba is that weird creature that he had as a friend. So this becomes a 15 beater. That's not bad. And it's permanent, so it doesn't specify your turn. So as long as you have that Ba, god damn it, the Ba. If you have Ba in play, it's just a 15 beater. When this card is played, you can't play copies of this card for the turn. Okay, so it doesn't let you like go off with this, kind of like the way that Storm did. You know, you can't just keep playing this over and over again. So it kind of limits the swap ability a bit, which is good because, you know, sometimes that swap ability, the swap became a real hindrance a lot. So they did a good job in mitigating that. But let's keep going. Oh, here's the Br Broly's first friend. Blocker. When this card is played, add up to one mono red Broly BR card with an energy cost of 5 or less from your deck to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So that's really strong search power. It's a 2-drop though, so you still have to wait a bit, but yeah, it's really strong. It just lets you add a Broly, so whatever Broly you need in the chain, 5 or less, as long as it's 5 or less, you can get it to your hand. So 1, obviously 3, and I guess we're gonna get a 5. So let's keep going. So here's a 3-drop Broly Bonafide Saiyan. Swap 4. Oh, so there's a 4-drop also. So 1 for 1 red energy, mono red Broly BR when you cost a 4, and Servant. So we have a new ability that they did reveal in that trailer, the Servant ability. So basically what it does is this card gets plus 10,000 power and can't be switched to active mode during your charge phases. So it stays in rest mode unless it's switched on. I think there was a Overload, I think, was the ability that lets you do something with these cards specifically. So I guess we're gonna get an Overload. I'm assuming Paragus is gonna be his Overload card. But I don't know. Servant ability, it looks okay though. That means this is technically a 19 beater, so long as you, yeah, it's just technically a 19 beater. That's not bad. When this card is played, choose up to 1 red Paragus battle card with an energy cost of 1 in your hand and play it. Okay, so yeah, so maybe Paragus is the Overload. Well, let's see if we get to, so far, I don't know. This is, I don't know what to say about it. I don't know how good the Servant thing is gonna be. But the fact that you get to play a free Paragus with the 1 cost, that's pretty good. Let's keep going. Okay, so we got the 4-drop Broly Power of the Great Ape. Swap 5. Mono red Broly BR with an energy cost of 5. Servant. This one also has Servant. Again, it just gives it 10,000 power and it can be switched to active mode in your charge phase. Auto if your leader card is red. When this, oh, so this one's just red in general, not this one. Yeah, it's just a mono red card, so you can run it in anything, I guess. If your leader card is red, when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your red unison cards, add a marker to it. Then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and sends it to their warp. At the end of your opponent's next turn, they add the card sent to their warp by the skill from their warp to their hand. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know why I jumped with that. So basically, it's like a hit, and the Bura for one card instead. That's not bad, especially if you can swap into it. That's really good to have that ability. I'm pretty sure people will be like, oh, it's not as good as the 2-drop, you know, because you get 2 cards with hit and 2 cards with Deborah. But this one is, but the fact that you can swap into it for, what is it, 1 energy? Yeah, 1 energy. That's really good. I'd say, I mean, you have to go up the chain, obviously, but still. That's really strong. Keep going. Ooh, we have 5-drop this time. SS Broly Combat Evolution. Critical. Swap 6. Oh, there's more. Damn, this one, I think this is the most swaps I've seen in a while. Because Frieza didn't have that many swaps, and I don't know, this is crazy. But okay, swap 6. If your opponent has 3 or more energy, or you have 4 or more energy, mono red Broly BR with energy cost of 6. So this one, there's a caveat to this one. You have to wait to turn 3 at the very least. Or if you can ramp up somehow to 4 energy, then you can do this earlier. But I don't see how red would ramp up that much. But yeah, swap 6. If your leader card is red, when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your red unison cards, add a marker to it. Then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and sends it to the warp. Again, the same effect, still really good. So that you do this one and then go right into this one. That's 2 cards out of their hand already. Then at the end of your opponent's next turn, they add that send card to the warp by the skill from the warp to their hand. So they add it back the next turn. That's not too bad. But like I said, that's 2 cards out of that from these 2 effects, which is really good. So let's keep going. Okay, so we have a 6-drop Broly. Oh, this was an SR. So they're already revealing some SRs already. We've seen the Gogeta and we've seen this one. SS Broly, Unlimited Power. So this one has unique, critical, double strike. Oh my god, are you kidding me? You gave it critical and double strike right off the bat? That's really good. I guess it's a good thing it has unique, so you can't just spam multiples of this card. But I mean, double strike and critical on a 35,000 attack power card, that's gonna be tough to deal with. If your leader card is red, when this card is played, choose up to one of your red units or cards, add 2 markers to it. So kind of like the Gogeta. Again, more marker support. That means we might get some unison support for this, or you can use the ones we already have, which are pretty decent so far. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna get more unison support. So you add 2 markers to it, then choose up to 3 cards in your opponent's hand and send them to the warp. At the end of your opponent's next turn, they add all the cards sent to their warp by the skill from the warp to the hand. So that's potentially, if you go from this on the same turn, you play this, pay 1 energy, you remove a card from their hand, pay an energy, play this, remove another card from the hand, pay an energy, then play this. That's 5 cards from their hand you just removed. That is super good. And this card has critical and double strike, so it leaves them open to attack and makes it harder for them to defend themselves. They do get to choose the cards, except for this one. This one you choose up to 3 cards, and these your opponent chooses. But still, 5 cards out of their hand on potentially 1 turn. That is really strong. Honestly, this is really strong. I'm excited to see what people are gonna build with this. I know I'm gonna try my hand at it because I love Broly. But so far, these cards are looking great. Let's keep going. We still have a bunch of cards to go with. So we got a new Gotenks leader. When this card attacks, draw 1 card. Standard, I guess. And just straight into Awaken. When your life is at 4 or less, if you have a green unison card with specific cost of 2 in play, you may draw a card and switch it to 1 energy to active mode, and then add to your life for cards until you have 6. Okay, that's it's not that great, honestly. It's just an attack draw. But let's see the Awakened side. Your opponent permanent. Your opponent leader can't attack your battle card. Okay, that's strong right there. It makes your opponent less likely to be able to kill your battle cards because they have to swing with something else. So it leaves your leader pretty much safe from attacks sometimes, because your opponents are gonna want to kill some of your battle cards sometimes, and they have to attack with their battle cards. So that leaves you safe from attacks on some turns. Auto, when this card attacks, draw a card. Same thing. Active main, once per turn for 1 green energy, choose 1. Choose one of your opponent's unison cards and remove a marker from it. Ooh, that's really strong. So you can attack the card. You can attack a unison with this leader, and then remove a marker for it just to be a dick. That's great. That's great. You may choose 1 green card in your hand and discard it. If you do, play 2 ghost tokens in rest mode. Ooh, that's the fact that they're in rest mode kind of sucks a bit, but the fact that they can't be attacked by their leader, again, it makes it so that your leader will be safe from attacks from their battle cards, because people are going to want to get rid of those ghost tokens. They don't want them on board on it. So that's great. The Unawakened side was really lackluster, and I was like, didn't have hope for it, but the Awakened side, it seems really fun, honestly. It seems really fun. And yeah, man, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to make this deck because a lot of people like Gotenks. He's a little spunky guy. He's great. But let's keep going. Ooh, another. I think this is the first unison we've seen in this set. SS3 Vegito, Peerless Warrior. The art is okay. This looks when people talk about cards being like Magic, like what are they, Planeswalker? I don't really know Magic. This art reminds me of Magic, like the way it's shaded and stuff. This looks like a Magic card, honestly. Auto once per turn, when you activate a unit skill, draw one card. That's not bad because Gold Tanks, you know, they have the unit skill. +2 markers, active main. Choose all of your mono green battle cards and they gain revenge until the start of your next turn. Ooh, that might be potentially really good, especially since this isn't this isn't like restricted to the Gotenks leader. It's just a green card. So stuff like I want to say Slug might make good use of this to protect a lot of stuff, because having revenge on a card with blocker, ooh, that's really good. And the fact that their leaders can't attack battle cards means that their battle cards that want to kill your battle cards are gonna have to go through revenge. So they're gonna die if they attack into it. So now they're even, like, your ghost tokens are gonna be safe. Whatever card you play are gonna be safe. That's great. This card is really, really good for green decks in general. Ooh, that's gonna be annoying to deal with, honestly. We have a -7 ability, active main. If your leader card is mono green, look at your opponent's life, place one card among them in their drop area, then your opponent shuffles their life, chooses 3 cards in their hand, and discards them. Wow, that's strong, but it has a high cost to it, which I guess is a good payout, because being able to look at your opponent's life is one thing, and just removing any card. So if they're looking for a specific card and you know what that card is, you can just discard it from their life and you can tell them, nope, you're not getting that card, and then discard 3 cards. But 7 is a high cost. Getting this card to 7, especially since it's just a 2 specified cost, yeah, that's gonna be tough. But I mean, +2 on this, people are gonna want to get rid of this card right away, honestly. Like, I would get rid of this freaking Unison right as soon as I can. But yeah, this card is really strong. Keep going. We got a Gold Tank, SC3 Gold Tanks, All Out Assault, Deflect, Double Strike. That's great. Any card with Deflect is always good. EX Evolve for 2 green. You need a green Gold Tank with an energy cost of 3 or 6. Union Fusion for 3, draw 1 card, green Sun Gold Tank, one, and green Trunks, you. Standard Union Fusion. Your leader card is green. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's unison cards. Remove 2 markers from it, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO it. That's super good. I guess this is like anti-unison. It just, like, with the leader and then this combined, you're just removing markers left and right from unison cards. So yeah, that's pretty good. I would assume I didn't think we were gonna get anti-unison right off the bat, but here we are, and it seems pretty good. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how that would be with a. I don't know if it's good for an archetype to just be straight up anti-unison, but there's a lot of weird stuff you can do with these that isn't just that. So, yeah, I mean, we're gonna see what it is, and for a 5-drop to be a 30,000 beater with Double Strike, that's really strong. So, yeah, and it kills something with barrier, ignoring barrier. So, also really strong. This card is great. So it's potentially a 2-drop or a 3-drop green. Let's keep going. Okay, oh, this one I'm really excited about. We just got Agents of Destruction, and now we're getting Vegeta and Babidi. I'm all in on this. I love Majin Vegeta. I mean, who doesn't love Majin Vegeta? Majin Vegeta was fucking sick, all right. And we have Overlord here. This is what Overlord does. Place one of your battle cards with the Servant skill at the bottom of your deck. Draw 1 card. So that's what Servant does? I mean, that's what Overlord does? I thought it might have switched cards back to active mode, but I guess it doesn't. So that's a little... I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. But we'll see how it plays out. Auto. Add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, draw one card, and this card gets plus 5,000 power and double strike for the turn. Ooh, that's great. That's great. 15,000 double strike right off the bat. You do have to pay a life, but why wouldn't you, honestly? And especially when you're awakened side, you need to be 5 or less, so you can just do 2. And depending on the awakened side, you might want to awaken right away. But awaken when your life is at 5, you may switch up to 2 of your energy to activate and flip this card. But on awakened side, strong. Ooh. Babidi and Prince of Destruction Vegeta, Mightiest Majin, Overlord once per turn. Okay, so same thing as the front. Active main once per turn. Add one card from your life to your hand. Draw one card, and this card gets plus 5,000 power and double strike. See, that's what I meant. Like sometimes they don't add the. They still make you do the same thing as on the awaken side. So you might want to awaken right away, so that you can get the extra 5 from the awaken side. So this becomes a 20,000 power and 20,000 double strike beater, which is not bad. But the fact that you have to draw a card from your life hinders it a little bit, but it's not a deal breaker. It's still really good. Active made once per turn for 1 green energy. You may look at the bottom of the card of your deck. If it's a Vegeta card with an energy cost of 3 or less and the Servant skill, you may play it. Otherwise, return to the bottom of your deck. So this pairs really well with the Overload effect because you add cards with Servant abilities. So you activate the Overload ability, return something back to the bottom of your deck, activate this effect, and then bring it out again. As long as a 3 or less. We're gonna see if they show us any Vegeta with Servant. I'm pretty sure they will. But overall, this is looking to be pretty good. And here we are. First, Prince of Destruction Vegeta, Life and Death. A 3-drop, double strike, Servant. Again, Servant against plus 10,000 power and can be switched to active mode. So, oh my god. So this is a 30,000 double striker. You attack with this. If it gets blocked or whatever, you activate this effect. You activate Overlord, return it to the bottom of the deck, then activate the main once per turn, bring it out again. So that's 2 attacks you can do. Potentially 2 attacks. 30,000 double strike. Wow, that's strong. That's real strong. Auto once per turn. When your opponent activates a counter skill, switch this card to active mode. So basically, you can go play this card, swing with it. If they counter it, you switch it back to active mode once per turn, attack with it again. Either they're going to counter again or they're going to block it, wasting a bunch of cards in the hand because this is 30,000 beater. Return it back to the bottom of your deck, play it again, attack. If they don't have cards in the hand to defend, they're going to play another counter potentially, and then this card's going to go back to active mode. So that's real strong. You're just putting so much pressure on your opponent this way. Wow, this is going to be a real aggro deck, I think. Wow, just with this one card. Let's move on. Let's see what else this has. Babidi, Evil Mind Snatcher. Auto, when this card is played, choose 1. Activate up to 1 the Majin Quickening from your deck or hand, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So we don't know what that is yet. Look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 Vegito card with a Servant skill among them, and shuffle your deck. So a searcher, basically. Hopefully they show what the hell the Majin Quickening is. But let's look at this. Oh, here it is. It's a field spell. When you add cards from your life to your hand or place cards from your life in your drop area, place the top card of your deck under this card. So it's kind of like the old field spell. That it looks the same, honestly, but hopefully has a better ability. If your leader card is green, Evil Wizard Babidi card, and you place this card and 4 cards under it in your drop area, play up to 1 green Majin Buu card with an energy cost of 3 from your deck or drop area, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So it's a lot faster than the old card, but essentially the same thing. Well, we have to see the Majin Boos to properly can't think of the word to review this, but so far it's okay. It's not terrible. Let's keep going, and we have our. I'm assuming this is the Majin Buu they want us to bring out. Majin Buu Ghastly Energy. As barrier, if your leader card is green, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's units card and remove a mark from it. That's not that great, honestly. I was expecting something better for all this trouble just to bring out this. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. Nothing like mind blowing or anything like that. But let's keep going. Okay, so we have another one. Majin Buu looking for a fight. Deflect. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. So see, that's a little better. If you're looking to remove something like a marker from your opponent, you can go for this. And if they decide to play something like a counterplay card or something like that, you can just go, well, fuck it, I'll just bring this out instead. And it has the flex, so it won't be affected by the counterplay. So you could kind of bait your opponent that way, if you want. But this card is a lot better than this one, I think. But I guess it depends what you're looking to do. But let's keep going. Oh, we have a new 3-star Parasitic Darkness. We got a new Dark Dragon Ball. Yeah, Dark Dragon Ball. The permanent against it in all areas. Active battle. Choose one of your cards, and that card gets plus item power for the battle. That's great. It's just a combo card essentially. Active main. Choose one mono green Majin Buu. So specifically for Majin Buu. Card with an energy cost of 3 in your battle area and place this card under it. Choose up to one green Majin Buu Xeno card with an energy cost of 5 or less in your deck or hand. Play it on top of it. Play it on top of the chosen card in active mode. Then shuffle your deck. Oh, so this is essentially evolution. That's great. It's really strong for a 0 cost card. So yeah, see, these are kind of mediocre to me, but this kind of makes it better. Means you bring one out and then you play this and bring out, let's see what it is. Ooh, Majin Buu Parasitic Dark Parasite. Yeah, it has to be a 5 or less, so bring this out. It's a Majin Buu Zeno. If your leader card is green and you choose one of your unison cards and remove a marker from it. Okay, so you need to have a unison card. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's unison cards, remove a marker from it. Then your opponent chooses one card from the hand and one of their battle cards and places it in the drop area. So that's not bad. It's essentially 0 cost to play this. So you play that. You remove one from your unison and one of theirs, and then they drop a card and kill something on their field. So that's pretty good value for this. It's a 20,000 beater with the flex, so that means they can't counterplay it. Doesn't have barrier though, so there's other ways to get rid of it. But the effect will probably always go off, which is good. But let's keep going, see if we have any more. Oh, I don't know. Honestly, this looks kind of dumb. I don't like the art. It looks so dumb. It looks like a. I don't know if anybody ever saw the Justice League episode when they become kids. I don't know why this reminds me of that, like the way they looked when they were kids, the Justice League. But this looks pretty dumb. I don't know. I don't like the art. Majin Buu Royal Absorption has double strike, dual attack. Ooh, that's really good. EX Evolve, one green Majin Buu Zeno with range cost of 5. So this one essentially. When this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, play up to one green Majin Buu card with an energy cost of 3 from your drop area. Then add up to one Dark Dragon Ball card from your drop area to your hand. So this dies, you go back to this combo right here, and then go back to this, and then go back to this if you want. That's great. That's really strong recycling there. And I think that's it for now. I know I went through these pretty fast, and I'm technically still at work, so I'm like trying to hurry this up so that people don't see me doing this shit. But yeah, these are all the cards we just saw. They looking pretty strong for set 11. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about them revealing it just as we got the anniversary box today? And they're already deciding, here's the new stuff. that's just, I'm like, my bank account's going freaking low. Uh, but these are looking great, man. Everything they put out recently has been fire. That anniversary box is absolute fire. This is looking to be really good. Uh, we just got out of the set 10 meta. We're going into the anniversary box meta, and they didn't say when this is being released. I'm pretty sure it's summer. I can't remember though, but I think it's pretty soon. So we're gonna go into the set 11 meta pretty soon. So these are just a few of the cards. We haven't seen yellow. We haven't seen blue. We haven't even seen black. So yeah, this is looking to be a really good set. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.